Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope everyone had a really good summer. Mine was really busy, so I didn't get around to making a lot of videos, but now that summer is coming to an end, I can kind of make a few more videos. So I'm going to do an update on a couple of my tanks, which is my Crystal Red Shrimp tank right over here and my 20-gallon long, which is right behind me. This one over here is a 33-gallon, and I'll get into a little bit of both tanks here in a minute. But if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and enjoy the video. I'm going to start off with my 20-gallon long. And there are so many different kinds of shrimp in here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I am going to try to pull some of these shrimp out this week and the weekend and try to put them in their own tanks. I have a couple of tanks in the works that I'm going to selectively breed some of these. I really want to see if I can't get some fancy tigers, and I need to get rid of some of these wine reds that I have. There's way too many in here. But as far as the rest of them go, I'm setting up a new coal tank for all the shrimp that need their forever home that I really don't want to continue to breed. Like some of these faded crystal blacks in here. I don't really want them to breed back with the colony again. But as far as the water parameters go in this tank are, last time I checked, it's been a while, is the pH was 6.2, the KH was 0, the GH was I think 3 or 4. And I do water changes once, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks on this tank. It's not, I don't really do much to it. I throw some food in once every 2 or 3 days. And I basically just watch them breed like crazy. It's kind of incredible how many shrimp are in here. I don't even want to imagine trying to count all these. As far as what I'm feeding them, it kind of goes the same for all of my shrimp tanks, and they always have Indian almond leaves in there to graze on when in between feedings. And I feed them mulberry leaf probably once every 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And then I feed them snowflake food is probably my primary food that you'll see. It's the white flakes that are all over the floor, and they kind of graze on those throughout the week until they disappear. And the other food I feed them is a homemade food mixed of water lettuce and duckweed and some baby food. That's what they're eating right now. There are a few other foods that I feed, but I'm not going to go into every single food because I have about, I want to say, 15 different kinds. But this tank it's doing really well. I can't believe the amount of different kinds of shrimp I'm seeing. I'm seeing pintos. I have no idea where they came from. And that's the trouble with, not really knowing what bred with what, because I have no idea where I'm getting all these shrimp from. So that's why I'm going to start taking some of these out and hopefully seeing some cool patterns. Now onto my Crystal Red Shrimp tank. This is a tank that I was struggling with for probably 4 or 5 months, I'll say. But I couldn't really get any babies out of this tank, and I didn't know what to do, so I kind of did more water changes, and I was feeding a little bit less or a little bit more. And then I got to the point to where I was a little bit frustrated, so I left it alone. I didn't do anything. I did absolutely nothing to this tank for a month. I did no water changes, no filter changes, and I thought for sure it was doomed. But then, to my surprise, I look in here and I cannot believe how many babies in here. But I mean, I have been feeding it. About probably once every 3 days I would throw food in there, but then one day it's like they all had babies at the exact same time. They all look like they're about the same size. And what's really neat about it is I'm seeing more wine reds, which this is where all of my wine reds came from to begin with, that you just saw in the other tank, was from this colony here. And if you look closely, you will see a few little baby wine reds. I feed this tank just like I do my wine reds in the 20-gallon long, like I showed you before. But what's all over the floor in this or what's all over the substrate, I guess, in this tank, it's called snowflake food. I do get a lot of questions about, like, do you clean it out, or do you just leave it there? I did get a little bit crazy with it this time. I might have added a little bit too much. It should have been in a dish. But I really do like to make sure that all of my babies get fed. And you'll see that they're all over the snowflake food, and they'll graze on that for a few days until eventually it will disappear. It'll go out into the substrate. And it's one of those foods that I probably feed once every 3 days. I'll make sure I put at least a few pellets in there for the babies to have something to graze on. And so far it seems to be working. If you have any questions about shrimp keeping or about this video, be sure to leave a comment below. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not, and give this video a thumbs up. But I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and cheers.